Sorry about that. I didn't mean to do that.
Nope, you're good. All right, we'll wait just a little bit here till it strikes 6:03, and then we'll go ahead and get started. So people have got 10 seconds. Sounds like my final. All right, there we go. Well, thank you everyone, to both the panelists and the attendees, for joining the Computer Science and Aerospace Engineering Immersion webinar. My name is JD, and I will be moderating today, as well as Wong, who will be our backstage videographer and in general just guru, which is great. So I think how we'll start off is we'll just have each one of the panelists introduce themselves. We'll go ahead and go through the videos, and then we'll have a list of questions that we'll go through. For the attendees, you can use the Q&A feature in the webinar itself to ask questions that will be answered live. And we'll start answering those as they roll in during the webinar right after the videos. All right? Awesome. There's not a graceful way of handling who goes in what order. Jasmine, if you'd like to start, and then as anyone just pick up, go ahead and introduce yourself, your organization. If we could also get your year and major, that would be fantastic as well.
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Jasmine, and I'm currently the secretary for Boulder SEDS, which is Students for the Exploration and Development of Space. And I'm currently majoring in aerospace engineering.
Hi everyone, I'm Zara. I'm currently a junior studying computer science, and I'm the director for HackCU.
Hi guys, my name's Jessica. I am a senior here at CU, and I'm an information science major, and I'm here as the president of WOAA.
Hi everyone, I'm Parvati Suresh. I'm a master's student here at CU in aerospace engineering. I'm actually the director of communication at the American Institute of Aeronautics and Astronautics chapter at CU.
Hi everyone, I'm Tanvi. I'm a junior in computer science, and I'm the co-president of CU Women in Computing.
Oh, I think you're muted, James.
I'm definitely still muted. Thank you so much. Well, thank you for everyone again, and for the attendees that continue to roll in. The next thing on the agenda is going to be taking a look at the videos that the student organizations worked so hard over the summer to produce and put together for the attendees. I'm going to hand it over to Wong, who will go ahead and show off the videos.
organization. The CU chapter. Hey everyone, welcome to Immersion Fair and our organization. The CU chapter of the American Institute of Aeronautics and Astronautics, also known as AIAA, is a student-led organization on campus that is committed to furthering students' involvement in the aerospace industry. We provide opportunities for students to gain professional experience at career fairs, industry tours, speaker events, technical projects, and more. We encourage you to follow our Instagram to see more of what we do, and if you'd like to be added to our email list, please send an email to aiaa@colorado.edu. We hope you have a great semester and stay safe.
All right, let's give Wong 1 minute. I think she has the wrong video downloaded. So we're grabbing the right videos for the organizations here today. While she's doing that, we can kind of launch into an introductory question for everyone as well. A good way to get started would be talking about the presenters personally. So how has the student organization that you're a part of really impacted your college experience?
Sure, I can go ahead and go first. So HackCU is an organization that puts on hackathons and workshops for the Boulder community and even beyond that. So our events usually span from workshops that are 10 people large to our big hackathon, which was almost 700 people. And so I feel like HackCU gives students an outlet to really impact. Oh, are we picking up with the videos?
I think she should have the right one downloaded. Go ahead and finish your answer, and we'll go through everyone else and then keep going with the videos.
Sure. Gives you an opportunity to really impact other students in the Boulder community because we have such a wide span. One thing that's really great about our events is that we have a variety of different people that attend, people from computer science, people from business, people from TAM, and there's really no barrier to entry. You can be a beginner, you can be an expert, and there's an opportunity there for anyone. And so while we're not the typical club where we recruit people to be in our weekly meetings, we're more of an organization that puts on events that we hope all of you attend.
I can go next. I think for me, the main way that it's affected my college experience is I was just able to find really good students to work with and just kind of share daily experiences with because we were in the same classes, and just being able to host events with them and then have like that social aspect as well as kind of working with them was really great. So it just helped me find a community.
I can go next. So a little bit about me. I'm an information science major, so I'm not actually in the College of Engineering, but I am minoring in computer science and minoring in space. And so WOAA really opened that door of just the way to get to networking and that professional life that I wouldn't have gotten if I had stayed with like a communications organization. And so WOAA just introduced me to so many amazing young professional women within aerospace that could mentor you, like help you with your resume and any LinkedIn help you need. And they also gave me a community of great friends, like that are my age and younger, and we can just get to know each other and encourage one another. And that's the great thing about WOAA, is you don't have to be an engineer, and we welcome all majors. So yeah.
So my personal experience would be, I joined AIAA last semester, and since then it's been a really fun journey. So one of the great things about being part of this chapter is that you get to meet a lot of industrial experts, and you get to organize a lot of events that includes technical talks. Or what generally we look for at AIAA is just, if you're an aero enthusiast and you just like talking about space, that's all you need.
So I actually transferred to CU last year as a sophomore, and I found a really great community within SEDS. They were always really welcoming, and kind of like what Jessica was just saying, they welcomed all different majors and all different interest levels, as long as you have a passion for space, which I really loved. And one of the highlights of my first couple months in SEDS was when I attended Space Vision, which is the national conference that's held by students for students. And WOAA was also there, and I went with them, and it was really fun because we were able to connect with people from all different schools across the country. And you know, we got to talk to astronauts and pilots and people who work at NASA. So it just opened up a lot of doors for me personally, professionally. And I also met amazing friends, and just our board is really close, and we always have a lot of fun in our meetings. So it's just a really enjoyable experience for me, and it's made the transition to CU a lot easier as well.
Awesome. Thank you, everyone. It sounds like you're ready to go with the videos, so we'll go ahead and watch the rest of those and then get back to the questions.
I literally just took prop stats and I have no idea what I'm doing.
This organization truly does invest in the personal and professional growth of their members.
I wanted to be involved in a group that supports and inspires women in a field that we are so underrepresented in.
I've also been able to network with not only industry people, but also people in research. That has enabled me to be confident in my decision of what I want to do after graduating college.
I also found people who wanted to support and help each other in school, their professional careers, and even just in their daily lives.
The second I entered one of their events, I felt really welcomed and included.
This group of women also made me realize how much potential I actually have in this field and being a leader on this kind of platform.
My favorite WIC event has been the mock interviews that WIC hosts every fall.
These have been really helpful for real-life interviews that I've had for internships I'm currently a part of.
Definitely cookie decorating. It was such a fun way to get to know other members of WIC, hang out, and have a good time with friends.
The coffee hours and the panel, the campus.
My favorite WIC event was definitely sending a few of us to the WeCode conference at Harvard University.
I got to attend really cool workshops, learn about new kinds of technology, and engage in fun activities with industry members.
I attended the event I Am Remarkable, which was led by Salesforce. We got to talk about serious issues that most women in STEM can relate to.
My favorite event would be the Minute to Win It with Google. It was just a nice way to start off the semester with fun games and meeting people after break. I can't wait for the events that we have this semester.
Hi, we are the CU chapter of the Students for the Exploration and Development of Space, also known as SEDS. SEDS is a student-led nonprofit organization that is all about promoting students and student interest in the aerospace industry.
CU SEDS is open to all majors, and we have a variety of projects and competitions that align with various interests. For example, we've had aerospace majors test rovers in the Great Sand Dunes National Park. Poli-sci majors join our team to help shape legislature on microdebris in orbit, and business majors have helped fund and travel with our Micro-G team to NASA's Neutral Buoyancy Lab, all culminating in our national conference, Space Vision, once a year. The only requirement we have for you is to bring your passion for space.
The Colorado area is full of incredible opportunities in the space industry, and our job as the CU chapter is to connect you with them, whether locally or nationwide. CU SEDS is a tightly knit alumni network consisting of members who are currently working at ULA, Ball Aerospace, Lockheed Martin, and so much more.
If you're interested in notable guest speakers, crazy industry tours, and hands-on projects, sign up for our newsletter and we'll get you all of this information. We know this semester is going to be hard due to COVID-19 restrictions, but we're determined to continue creating a fun and interesting experience for all of our members.
We're hoping to include rocket launches, socially distanced hikes, stargazing at Chautauqua, and art nights. We're excited to add more members to our community and welcome first-year students to campus. From all of us at CU SEDS, we hope you have a fun, healthy, and out-of-this-world semester.
The Women of Aeronautics and Astronautics at the University of Colorado Boulder is committed to creating a community for women, non-binary students, and allies who have a passion for space exploration. WOAA's mission is to produce a safe and welcoming environment aimed towards inclusivity and empowerment, making space more accessible to everyone. We meet bi-weekly during the school year with a variety of events from professional development and networking to pumpkin carving and game nights. The first conference we attended was Space Vision 2019, and we even go on tours of space facilities like Sierra Nevada Corporation.
What WOAA means to me is making positive impacts on people around me who share the same passion and love for space. I'm thankful and proud to be a part of an inclusive community who supports, helps, and encourages one another.
What was the reason that I was able to break into the space industry? Because even though I'm not an engineer, I was able to make connections with people in the industry that could help me boost my resume without being one.
WOAA has given me the opportunity to attend Space Vision 2019, meet amazing gender and racial minorities in the field of aerospace, and meet some great new friends at CU Boulder.
I was a transfer student, and WOAA welcomed me into their community of people from all different backgrounds. Just within the executive board, we're pursuing aerospace medicine, mechanical engineering, science communication, and of course, aerospace engineering.
Awesome. Well, hopefully everyone enjoyed the videos, and thank you for all the organizations for putting them together. Jumping back into the Q&A portion, and a reminder to all the attendees that they can ask questions that will be answered here through the Q&A function of Zoom in this webinar. Our first question, for the clubs that are not specifically for computer science, should computer science majors join? And why should computer science majors join those organizations?
I can talk a little bit about that. So with SEDS, we actually have technical projects that we work on. This year is going to look a little bit different, and we haven't solidified all of our plans, but usually we do a variety of different things. So in prior years, we've had students work on Mars rover projects, orbital debris projects. We've had, like you saw in our video, people working on Micro-G, which is creating a tool that could help astronauts and then testing that in the Neutral Buoyancy Lab. So there's a lot of different technical projects that we're involved with, and with some of those, we really need computer science majors or people who have a big passion for coding. So if you have no interest in coding or you have a lot of interest in coding, there's definitely opportunities to do that with our technical projects, which are always changing and they're always really exciting.
Contrary to Jasmine, WOAA really focuses on the professional side of things, but if you do want to do like the project focus, I think SEDS would be good. WOAA likes to focus on getting you connected with like mentors and people within the industry. So we actually have a couple people we work really well with at Sierra Nevada Corporation, and a lot of them are computer programmers. So if you really want to talk to them, we can get you connected. That's really our passion in creating a community focused around women, non-binary students and allies, and getting us more connected with everybody in the aerospace industry.
And to add on to that, in fact, at AIW this semester, we are collaborating with a student from Duke University who is planning to create something similar to a GitHub, sorry. So we are planning to create like an Aero Repository with that student, and we would be working on a couple of projects, and we would really like everyone from all majors to join us.
All right. So none of the attendees have asked another question yet, so we're going to pull one that we kind of have on hand that everyone's always asking about. So over the course of the school year, what kind of events does your organization hold? And given this year and everything that's been going on, how do you guys plan to hold them, and how do you plan to engage students in the experience of your organization?
I can go for that. So throughout the year, we do mostly professional development events and social events. A lot of the professional development events are like mock interviews and resume workshops, and we work with a lot of industry members like Google, Twitter, Salesforce, Medtronic, people like that, and we try to hold as many workshops and panels as we can with them, just to get people more, just to get them networking. And then for social events, we just do, we used to do snack hours before COVID happened. And that was just where everyone would hang out and do homework and eat food. And now we're kind of moving into social hours. So we'll probably be helping each other with homework or doing game nights and that kind of thing. So yeah, there is a lot of, we're doing all virtual events. So we're trying to keep it as similar as it was pre-COVID, but yeah.
I can go ahead and go next. So like I mentioned before, HackCU holds workshops and hackathons. And so we are still holding weekly workshops, and the topics range from beginner level, like for example, build your first website, how to prototype your first website, biocomputation, intro to data science, all types of workshops. And then we even go to more intermediate levels too. In terms of our hackathons, we actually are still running them. They're just switching to virtual for the foreseeable future. And our first one is September 18th. So I'll go ahead and drop the link to register for that in the chat. Basically, with this new format, we'll still be having team formation so you can meet new people that are in the hackathon. And there will still be workshops during the hackathon. There will still be talks, there will be panels. So there's a large variety of activities that are done usually during our hackathons, and even fun side events that have nothing to do with coding. So those are things to look out for. We'll continue to have hackathons throughout the semester and even our flagship event next spring. So yeah, if you want to stay involved with what events that we're having, I encourage you to follow our Instagram, our Twitter, and our Facebook. All of those are at PaxCU. So yeah.
I can go ahead and go next. So WOAA does a lot of different events ranging from professional development to just casual study nights, game nights, and such. We do a lot of professional events around developing your resume, developing your LinkedIn, business cards, how to do elevator pitches and stuff like that. And then we do more like coffee hour panels. We've done them with professors, industry professionals, and this year we actually plan to do a joint one with WOAA Minds. So they're going to have 2 professors come, and we're going to have 2 professors come, and we're just going to like engage and ask questions with like another university and see what their culture is like. And then in terms of just like casual stuff, we're doing game nights. I'm hoping if we can get in person, maybe a stargazing, and then just more community stuff, because we really want to like build friendships, relationships with each other. And that's a lot of how you network as well. You know a lot of your friends and they have connections with professors. And so we as WOAA like to bring everyone together. So,
yeah, I'll go next. So here at AIWA, we try to conduct events once a month. And as for last semester, we had 2 events that came up. One was a tour at the Boom Supersonic Industry, and due to the COVID restriction, that was cancelled. But we have that on our calendar, getting it planned sometime soon. And we have another talk by our team instructor, Dr. Donna Dredden. So in fact, that is actually scheduled for September 9th. It's coming right up. And yes, it'd be great if you all could join.
So in the past, we did a lot of speaker meetings. So we brought people in to come speak to SEDS in person, and obviously we can't do that this year. So we're going to try to move that virtually, and we'll host those over Zoom. And we're going to have our first general meeting actually next week over Zoom. And I'll give you more information about that later. But we're also going to be focusing a lot on our community building aspect. We really want to get freshmen involved. We have a lot of upperclassmen who are involved in SEDS right now. And so, you know, we want all of you who are new to these clubs and new to this experience to be involved. So as we said in our video, we're going to be trying to host in-person events, you know, using masks and staying 6 feet apart off campus. And so in those events, we were thinking of doing stargazing, which is at Chautauqua, which is just a 15-minute walk from campus. And we're also planning on doing art nights and a lot of other things like socially distanced hikes, where we pair small groups up with one board member so you get to know us. So there's a lot of ways you can get involved, and you know, we'll put all this information out in our newsletters throughout the year.
Awesome. So we're going to take the opportunity to kind of knock a couple of the questions that were asked earlier out. The original questions were specifically targeted for HackCU and then AIAA and SEDS, but I would like all of the organizations to answer. What can attendees do to get involved with the organization? How much participation is required when they sign up for the organization? And then how do they just get more involved with the organization in general? So just kind of those 3 kind of starting points, building blocks.
Yeah, so for HackCU, like I mentioned, our organization isn't like a typical club in that we have regular meetings with our members. So we have a core team, and which is about 20 to 25 students, and we're the ones that plan, organize, execute all of these events. And we are looking for 2 members to add to this team, both of which we're hoping to add our design members for our marketing team. So if you're interested, please feel free to reach out at contact@hackcu.org. We definitely like to talk to you about that. But as for being involved with HackCU, we do also have volunteer positions open that help us run the day of the event. Other than that, just attending the hackathons and the workshops is the best way to be involved.
I think a couple of the attendees in particular for HackCU are interested in the website building and the website group. While we're on the question, did you want to take the opportunity to kind of address those more directly?
Sure. So I'm not entirely sure what we're referencing here. I think maybe I mentioned that we do have a Build Your First Website workshop. And so that workshop will be later in the semester. We'll soon have a schedule of the different workshops and email that in our newsletter. But essentially that workshop will entail a host from our team will guide all of the members through building a website from scratch. We'll provide all the resources, we'll answer any questions. And yeah, all you have to do is just show up. If you meant how we build our own websites for our organization, we have a tech team that handles all of our live sites. And those are the people that run that.
Awesome. Thank you for going more into that. That just seemed to be a point of focus for a couple of the questions.
Sure.
Going on to the other organizations, of course, as well.
I can take this one. So there's a lot of ways to get involved with CUWic. We're always welcoming new members for our board. Even if there's no position immediately available, you are always like able to come and attend our board meetings and figure out like what help there is for the next event. And we are one of the main BOLD societies, so if you are a BOLD scholar, coming to our events can count for that. So I recommend that you at least try to attend maybe like one event a week that we have, and that can help with that. But you can also sign up to our newsletter. I think that's the best way to get involved with us and participate. And I can also add that in the chat. This is our website, and you can just find more information on there. But yeah, generally, the best way to get involved is just come, and there's no signups or anything like that. So.
So for SEDS, we are going to be having bi-weekly meetings this semester. And right now we're reforming our membership. So we haven't made concrete decisions on what that'll look like. But we ask that for now, you just try to come to as many as you can until we come out with our official statement on the membership requirements for the semester and for the school year. But you can also, I can put my email in the chat, and if you're interested in being on our newsletter, just feel free to shoot me an email and I will add you to that.
Yeah, and for AIWA, all you need to do is you just need to sign up on our, either send us a message on our Instagram handle or just sign up on our and be added to our emailing list at aiwa@colorado.edu, and you would get regular emails regarding our events and our team meetings in general.
Yeah, so I'd also like to point out that we do a lot of joint meetings. So like WOAA did a joint meeting with SEDS last semester where we did Space Jeopardy, and it was really fun. So you can meet a lot of other people in different clubs, even if you devote yourself to one. So if you want to get involved in that, that's awesome. To get involved with WOAA specifically, I say our newsletter is a great way because we send out so much information, like sign-ups for events and just other news that's going on with WOAA CU and then WOAA nationally. We are also starting like subcommittees. So with our exec board members, we'll have members underneath them helping them plan events or plan marketing. So if you're interested in that, you can also sign up for one of those. We are also looking for more exec members as well. Here, I'll drop this in the chat. And then we do also do some volunteering events. This semester it'll look a little bit differently because we're volunteering with a local high school. So.
Awesome. So the next question, and again, definitely open to kind of all the corporations that you work with, but in the course of your student organization throughout the year, what are some of the larger companies that students would have the opportunity to interact with, to work with, or that your student organization utilizes to accomplish its mission in some way?
I can answer this one. So for WIC, as I said before, we do try to work with a lot of bigger companies. Our main ones have been Google, Twitter, and we are working with Medtronic a lot this year. So this has definitely helped us a lot. And actually a lot of our members who are now alumni have gotten jobs there just with the networking that they were able to get from this club. So yeah, we are continuing to stay in contact with those companies, and we hope to reach out to more to give you an idea.
For HackCU, when you register for our event, your resume automatically goes to our sponsors. So in the past, our sponsors have been Adobe, Twitter, local startups in the area, let's see, some banks, and also just a variety of other companies. You can find more of our sponsors at hackcu.org. But we do have recruiters that come to all of our events that recruit students directly from our hackathons. Also, like I mentioned, once you register, your resume is forwarded to the recruiters, and often we have students recruited to work at companies from this way.
So I mentioned this a little bit earlier, but we have an annual conference for SEDS USA. So there's just, there's only one CU chapter of SEDS, but there's a whole bunch all over the country. So every year in like November, there's a conference where you get to meet other students. And Jessica was talking about this earlier also in the video with WOAA and with SEDS. You get to meet people in different clubs, and you get to meet people in the industry. So that's a really, really great way to get involved. And then other ways that we are involved with professional and networking ideas is through our past members and people that we're connected with within the Denver and Boulder area. So for example, in our video, we mentioned that we were planning on doing industry tours at places like ULA, Lockheed Martin, LASP, which is right on campus. And then we also have former members who work at some of these companies that we're, in close contact with, which is also super helpful. And so those are just a few ways that, we involve professionalism in our society.
So we usually conduct an event every year where we have the alumni come up and speak to students, mostly sophomores and freshmen, and they help them figure out how to approach for internships. And these alumni, we have alumni who work at Boulder Aerospace Corp, and they have these ideas, they share their resumes, they help them, they are here to guide us through the whole process.
So WOAA works with SNC pretty closely. We have a lot of great, strong, young female contacts there. And they are also Brooke Owens Fellows. So we actually went on a facility tour there back in January before everything happened. And we had just kind of a tour of the facility. And then they brought in 5 of their young professionals. And we just got to sit down with them and ask questions, and we got their information, and they were so open to being mentors. They were just like, just ask us to coffee, like we would love it. So we are really close with SNC. We're planning to do an event with Lockheed. They've reached out to us, so updates on that coming. And then also with Space Grant, everybody probably knows about it here. We do have a couple people from Space Grant that come and talk to us, so we're very involved with them as well.
Awesome. One quick note for the questions that are specific to a single organization. If they aren't answered, in person during the live stream, they may be answered over text. So if you go through the Answered tab on the Q&A section, there you may have a really detailed answer pertaining to specifically the HackCU question that was answered earlier, just in case you think it didn't get answered. All right, the next question would be, are any of the clubs here international? And that could relate to international counterparts or outreach programs or some sort of initiative that an organization may have with either, neighboring countries, other, parts of the world, be as that may.
So while we don't have any international counterparts, in our events, we do have people coming in from Spain, from Egypt, from all over the world. to interact with students here during our hackathons. Also, if you're an international student, you're 100% welcome to come to our events. There's definitely no barrier there. And yeah, plenty of international students show up at these events, and it's great to meet other people and build things with them.
Yeah, I'm just going to jump in and say I don't think CUWic has any international counterparts or anything, but yeah, we are welcome to international students if that's applicable at all, but yeah.
Okay, a quick second part of that question. Are any of the clubs, do any of your clubs have national representation? So this could be other segments of the organizations that are found in other universities of some sort of national organization level. If HackCU wants to add anything there real quick, if necessary, before, you know, we go too far away.
Sorry, HackCU touching on national counterpart?
So yeah, I guess it was followed up asking if any of the clubs have a national representation.
Okay. So I mean, most universities do have a hackathon organizing team that put on hackathons for anyone to enjoy now that they're virtual. So I definitely recommend that you look out for those. If you're interested, I know one that's coming up is Adobe and Amazon are having a design hackathon. If you're interested in that, definitely search that up. Like I mentioned, almost all schools have a hackathon organizing team. And plenty of schools come to our hackathons. CSU is a big one. They always come, and yeah, people from all over the country.
Cool. And Tomvi, if you want to touch on any national representation for WIC before we move on to both parts of the questions for the rest of the organization.
Yeah, of course. So Women in Computing in general does. We're part of the ACM chapter, so that's the Association of Computing Machinery or something like that. So there are many chapters among universities and different states. So yeah.
Awesome. Thank you for answering both the parts separately. I figured it was more efficient to do that than have everyone answer international than have everyone answer national again. Yeah, so for the other three, any international associations that you have or any national counterparts that you may have in other universities here?
So WOAA is actually a fairly new organization. We were founded in 2018 with just 7 chapters nationally. And then we have around, I think, 20 chapters now around there, and we're adding more every year. I do not think we're international yet, but because we're so new, we are trying to grow there. So.
So we do have a lot of national chapters. So we all fall under the AIAA, and we are known as the Rocky Mountain section. So there are a lot of chapters in each state, and we are connected with most of the universities. So if there is an event that's happening at a different university and you'd like to participate in, and we do send out information about that as well.
So SEDS has a really, really large span over the world, actually. There's a ton of different countries that it's involved in. To name a few, I think there's like India, there's the UK. I can't even name all of them off the top of my head. CU SEDS is not particularly close with any of those chapters, but if you want to make that a priority as a part of our club, you know, we're always welcome to new ideas, and we'd love to have that as something that we focus on this semester, especially because, you know, I think during this time, a lot of people like to find new connections. So I think that'd be a really great idea, but that's not something that we're super focused on now, but we are very close with the SEDS USA group. So as I mentioned earlier, there's a lot of different SEDS branches at a whole bunch of different schools across the country. And SEDS USA is the main organization that kind of covers everyone, and they're the ones that host our conferences and stuff like that. So we actually have our old president is on the SEDS USA board, so we're pretty involved with them still, and it's really nice having him around because he's still, you know, kind of in the area and still active in our group chat, so we still feel really connected to the organization on a national level, which I think is pretty unique because there's only, you know, a handful of people who get to be on that board.
Awesome. Pivoting to one thing that a lot of students may be asking, especially for kind of major-oriented organizations like these, what is the prospects for developing both technical and professional experience? So whether that's attending, you know, professional development conferences or working on particular projects or outreach opportunities for your organization, how can students develop both professionally and technically within your organizations?
So for SEDS, it's usually just been kind of, you get to choose mostly what you want to do. So we don't have any requirements. So you have a lot of freedom. If you want to join a technical project group, you can definitely do that. So this semester, we're capping our project groups to 10 people maximum because of COVID restrictions. But that's a way that you can definitely get involved. And then as I was mentioning earlier, we're also implementing a lot of different social outings that we're going to do in person and over Zoom.
So at AIAA, what you actually get to do is that once you are a member at AIAA, you get like a national membership for which you have to like end up paying $25 for the whole year. So once you have that AI membership, what you get to access the Career Center, which has all the opportunities that is available. And you also get access to subscriptions such as Aviation Week and Space Technology. So we are more, we kind of help you see we talk to you and we ask you what your career is, what you'd like to do, and we sort of help you or guide you towards that.
HackCU has a huge professional growth presence. So we do things like whiteboarding workshops, which is basically supposed to mock the technical interviews that are standard for CS jobs. We also do resume reviews, and we also do like how to get your first internship, like a walkthrough of the process. And all of these are with either students that have had multiple internships under their belt or industry professionals and recruiters themselves, because we want to give members the most, I guess, informed opinion that they can get. And it's usually a really great experience. I myself have done a lot of these events, and they've really truly helped me to gain internships over the summers. So I definitely recommend those. In terms of gaining skills, like I mentioned, we have tons of workshops and they're all always free. So yeah, a lot of opportunities.
For WIC, like I said before, we focus mainly on the professional growth. Similar to HackCU, we host a lot of mock interviews and resume workshops, and in that our recruiters have been very helpful in kind of teaching along the way. So if like students are doing coding interviews, recruiters will often like work through the problem with them. So that's kind of where the technical skills come in. But mainly it's just being able to network and gain those contacts. And yeah, so we've tried not to do too many technical things because we realize that there's a lot of members that are not computer science, and we don't want it to limit it just to computer science. So just to keep the like broader scope, we are focusing more on professional.
Same with WIC. WOAA does a lot of professional development events. We were planning to do machine shop learning, but that has since been canceled because of COVID. I do want to point out that WOAA National does have a lot of webinars on a lot of different topics. One of them is orbital mechanics, and they're posting more like every week. I can drop the link to their YouTube channel here. You can go watch all the videos if you want. But we do focus on a lot of professionalism, like resume working, elevator pitches, a lot of just nailing down how to present yourself in person and on social media, aka LinkedIn. So we also connect people with mentors who can also help you in that kind of thing.
Awesome. And one of the final questions before we retire for the evening, this question, I don't know if it was more oriented towards SEDS, just because that was who was speaking when the question was asked, but we can broaden it over to the rest of the organizations as well. Kind of talking about your leadership structure and how, if you get involved with the organization, specifically the question that asked about for those who join aren't members of the board, are they considered active members, and do you have to meet certain requirements? So if you guys can talk about how your organization is structured, any activity requirements that members have to participate with over the course of the year, as well as just kind of what the growth path looks within the organization itself. It's a really long and wordy question. Sorry about that, but I think it's definitely informative for a lot of our different members here.
I can go ahead and start. So the first part of that, sorry, I just want to make sure I got everything. So the first part was, sorry, can you repeat the first part? I know the second part, you said the structure of our leadership and, oh, I remember, membership requirements. Okay, so membership requirements, I mentioned earlier, we're still, we're changing those a little bit, so I don't want to say anything now if we're going to change it in the future. So we will send that out to you on our next newsletter. If you emailed us at CUSEDS@colorado.edu, you'll get that information within a week. And in terms of leadership and that path, so I mentioned I came here last year, I came to CU last year, and I wasn't involved in SEDS obviously before that, but I came to the first meeting and I got really involved, and I was just a normal member, an active member. And after I went to Space Vision, I got to know the board of SEDS, and I just really clicked with them, and I found a lot of similarities between myself and them. And so in the past, our application process looked like a Google form that was sent out to the newsletter. So anyone who's an active member of the club has the ability to run for position. And we're actually changing a little bit of that system as well. So we're going to have our active members vote on the candidates in the upcoming years. So we're looking at how we can do that this year. But anyways, so we had a Google form, and then I had an interview with the former president and the current president, and they just asked me a bunch of questions. A lot of it is also centered around what you see for the future of the club. So, they want to make sure that they're passing the baton down to someone who carries the same values and also brings a different change to the club. So CU SEDS is very focused on, we want everyone's voice to be heard. And if you have a great idea, we want to implement that with our club.
At AIAA, yes, in terms of membership, you do need to be a member of the AIAA, and but it's on a student discount, so it's only $25 per year. But I would definitely suggest everyone to subscribe for that, because you tend to know what's happening in the aerospace industry, and they also have something, a very specific career center where they have job listings and that you can go through, and there will be people that you can get connected to who's working in a similar field. And it gives a lot of benefits, such as you also get like discounts on textbooks, technical papers and journals. And one other thing that I think I might have forgotten to mention before is that being part of an AIAA, you do qualify for certain scholarships. And the only things that you need is you have to be a full-time student, you need to have a GPA of 3.3 or above, and you must be studying something, or your project or your research should be in a topic that's related to the AIAA technical committee. And I'm sorry, what was the second part of the question?
Yeah, so just talking about how how is your specific chapter organization structured? So when members join, are they immediately thrust into a leadership position, or can they work in kind of a committee structure? Like how is your organization structured within your chapter?
Got it. So when I joined last semester, I had an interview with Dr. Donna Dredden, who's like our instructor and the president and the vice president of the club. So they're just looking for people, just like how Jasmine mentioned, someone with similar values. And we have a couple of students graduating this semester, so we have a couple of positions opening up. So join.
So for CUWic, like I was kind of mentioning before, it's mainly the leadership is just made up of board members that have different positions. That's like communicating with internal members at CU, corporate outreach, things like that. And as far as when I joined, I started as the website director and I was just focusing on that. And then the other women in the club kind of like mentored me into how the other positions work. So I was able to move into the president position like that. And so basically what I'm saying is like when you join the club, we're very open to letting you discover what kind of position you want to do, and it's really based on your interests. And as far as member requirements, we require you to come to at least 3 social events or professional events, and then to volunteer to help at one of the industry events. I think we're still in the process of working those out, but that's generally what the requirements are.
For HackCU, I'll talk about the core team. So for the core team, to be involved with it, typically we recruit in the end of the spring semester for the positions that we need. So we have a few main teams. We have the tech team that run our websites and our databases and anything else related to that. We have our marketing team, which handles our social media accounts, our email newsletters, and any internal and outgoing communications. We have a logistics team that organize the actual event logistics, such as food, chairs, etc. We have, let's see, we have a workshop team, and that's the team that plans the workshops, hosts them. And then we also have our finance team, which handles our budget and our sponsorships. And so, yeah, we recruit for those at the end of every semester. And you sort of start out as an organizer, then you can become a team director and work your way up to becoming, I guess, the director of the team. So like I started out my freshman year, I joined as a member on the marketing team. I was designing materials like posters, t-shirts, stickers. And then I moved up to marketing director and started our marketing strategy. And then I moved up to being a team director. So there's a lot of great growth opportunities within the team. And also because we're such a small team, really, even if you're just an organizer, which I say just, it's not just at all, but you have so much impact just being on the team.
So for WOAA, we're a lot like WIC in that you can really choose your own kind of path if you want to be on the exec board. In starting committees, I'm hoping that we can get people more involved in their like voices to be heard on the exec board. And so right now, to get into the presidency, you have to be on the exec board for 1 year. I was the treasurer all last year, so coming into this year, I know like the finance background and everything, and I've watched the other leaders on my exec board take charge in different ways. We all like have to shift every now and then because we are such a small exec board. We were started in the spring of 2019, so we're just stepping into our 2nd year here. We reset or actively recruit at the end of the spring semester, but we really recruit as needed. Right now we're recruiting because 2 of our exec board members have gotten positions elsewhere, so they cannot double dip kind of thing. And then in terms of being an active member with WOAA, if you are part of the Bold Society, we do require that you come to at least 3 of our events per semester to be considered an active member. Also for any other general member, 3 meetings is like the minimum that you have to come to. So.
Awesome. So that kind of takes us right nice and cozy to the 7 p.m. ending time for the webinar. Once again, I'd like to thank all of the presenters and the panelists for coming out and talking about their organization and answering a lot of the questions that the attendees had. I'd like to thank the attendees for taking the time out of the day to show up and to engage with the organizations that everyone is interested in. Quite a few of the organizations over the course of this webinar posted links to additional resources that you can go look at for their specific organization. I also believe that UCEC put together a sign-up sheet that we can collect information to direct you towards additional resources as well, and I believe that was at the top. Otherwise, thank you everyone for being a part of the webinar, and I hope you guys have a wonderful school year. This is going to be amazing. So have a great night, everyone. Take care, and thank you again for being a part of it.
Thank you, James, for moderating.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I try sometimes. It's okay. Have a great night, everyone. Take care. Oh, thank you, Wong. Shout out to Wong for doing all the videos. I didn't want to do it, so I couldn't.